What is up, everybody? What's happening? Good morning. When I do these videos, I enjoy doing them. I always enjoy doing them. But today, I am especially excited to play this list. There's been a few instances where the lists that I've played, I've been really excited to jump into a league with them. The squirrel list from like 2 weeks ago was one of them. This is another one of them. I am hyped to play this list today, and I hope we can put up some good results with what we're about to do. Let me break it down for you. Today's list, we are running Tyvar Jubilant Brawler in our Yawgmoth list. This card reads, you may activate abilities of creatures as though those creatures had haste. You can +1 to untap up to one target creature, -2, mill 3 cards, then you may return a creature with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Because of the static ability on this card, we're switching up our main deck a little bit and running cards that synergize well with this static ability, particularly Circle of Dreams Druid as a one-of, to potentially just kind of explode and make a lot of mana if we tutor for it. And the way we're going to tutor for it is a Hasty Fiend Artisan. So the game plan here is Fiend Artisan, get a Circle of Dreams Druid into play, make a ton of mana, untap the Fiend Artisan, and then just go crazy from there. Additionally, we have a Priest of Forgotten Gods, which reads, sacrifice 2 other creatures. Any number of target players each loses 2 life and sacrifices a creature. You add 2 black mana and draw a card. Also synergizes really well with Tyvar and also our Undying creatures. So we've got quite a bit of spice in today's list, and I think we're going to have some fun with this one. This deck list was the foundation of it was put together by a good friend of mine, Nubbit. Thank you, Nubbit, on Discord for sending this my way. And we workshopped it a little bit, made some pluses, made some minuses, and this is what we arrived with. Because of Tyvar's -2 ability, we've constructed our sideboard in a way where we can maximize its use. So we still have Haywire Might, but I also have a Canker Bloom in the sideboard, which is a new card from the same set. And I'm running this over Liberator because I think once we start going up the number of Planeswalkers, the Proliferate ability, particularly with Tyvar, might have a little bit more context. So that's why we're going to run that today. Of course, our superstar Hapatra is in the sideboard. We have a one-of Spore Frog. Get excited. Prowess and Rhinos, that's why we're bringing that in, and then we can recur it with Tyvar to just negate their attacks turn after turn. Scavenging Ooze, of course, and then because we're only running 1 Endurance in the main deck, we have 3 in the sideboard, and then kind of the normal cast of cards that we also run out of our board. I'm excited to give this a try. We're going to jump into a league and see how Brawlin Yawg does. Let's get after it. Alright, this is match 1 of our Modern League. We are playing against DrPringles. We are on the play, and we have an opening 7 that we certainly cannot keep. So we will mulligan this. Okay, I like our 6-card hand. We're going to keep this, and I think we might ship back the Peatland. Our opponent's on a 5-card hand as it stands right now. I think we're going to dump the Peatland and then go from there. I think there's an argument to also get rid of the Court of Calling, but I'm going to bank on us drawing a land in our top 3 draw steps, or using the Court to get our Dryad Arbor to be able to get our Yawg out in a timely fashion. Also, the fact that our opponent is mulliganing so low, I think also gives us a little bit more leeway depending on what they're playing. Oh, I thought we were on the play. We're on the draw. I always do that. We were close. Okay, so this feels like Amulet right off the bat. And I was kind of guessing that. Oh, okay, not Amulet. So this could be one of 2 things. This could be Affinity. That was a good draw. It could also be Hammer. Alright, so we're going to lead, shock, play out our Hierarch, and we just need to get to turn 3. Turn 3 is where the magic happens, so that's what we're shooting for. So they have 3 cards in hand. As long as we can survive 2 more turns, and they do nothing. No lands. That is a shame for them. Swing for one. Oh, I guess they might have one pre-combat. Nothing. Okay. So I imagine they're probably going to get a drum with this Saga. So they can cast out whatever's in their hand. But for us, we are off to the races. So we're going to get our Wall of Roots into our Geist. They're thinking for a moment. I'm not sure why. And next turn we'll have a Yawgmoth, and I think it will probably be game over. Not bad for turn 2. Not bad. Playing out like a normal Yawgmoth deck as it stands. And we're not going to do anything. We're just going to kind of hang tight. Just because I don't know what they're doing. If this is hammer time, I do want to have a blocker back just in case. So I'm not going to attack. Not going to force anything. We're in control of how this goes. And we'll also have the ability to cord if we want to or need to. So ideally we're not going to, because we'll get something on our next turn. But that option will be available if we need it. Alright, Saga's going up to 3. They're going to add a mana with it, and then I imagine search for a Springleaf Drum. That's what I'm guessing. There it is. Add themselves a white mana, maybe? Okay, so this is Affinity. So this is a deck we have a pretty good matchup against, and we're going to be able to wipe their board next turn, most likely. This is the Thoughtcast. I think they probably should have... Well, I guess they need to cast the Treasure Vault. Okay, this is the 2/2 flyer, draw 3 cards. There it is, Thought Monitor. That's the name I was looking for. Alright, and they can say goodbye to their board state on our turn. Priest of the Forgotten Gods. That's our first unique card that we drew this game. Yes, we'll start. Put our Yawgmoth into play. And I wonder if they just scoop from here. They're hesitating. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get... Okay, they just scooped. I'm going to play out the Verdant. I would fetch a Dryad Arbor and then cord, maybe for a Blood Artist, and then just start mowing down their board. Alright, game 2. We definitely want Hepatra. I think Spore Frog is actually a reasonable inclusion to buy ourselves some time if we need it. Because they are winning via combat damage, so we're going to bring that in. Bring in our Might. I think bringing in a Push and a Cankerbloom, that might be too many cards, we'll see. Tyvar, is Tyvar what we want in this matchup? I feel like the Circle of Dreams Druid is probably too slow, as is Endurance, as is Grist. I think we're definitely pulling at least one Tyvar. Is this thing gaming life? Priest probably not good enough. Spore Frog, we're gonna cut a Geist. We're gonna cut some walls. At least one wall, okay. I think this looks okay. Alright, so we'll run this 60. Let's see how this one goes. Match game 2. Okay, I like our opening 7. They keep their 7. We have a Beseiju as a point of interaction. We have a turn 2 Tyvar, turn 3 Yawgmoth. We can plus Tyvar and try to, or minus Tyvar and then try to put an Undying creature into the battlefield. Is this a drum? Ornithopter, okay. Got a lot of artifacts on turn 1. Going a little ham here. Thoughtcast? Okay. Pretty good turn 1. Pretty good. And we're gonna play out Manador can pass the turn. Not much happening over here. Alright, turn 2. Let's see what they got. If we draw ourselves into like a 2-drop, probably gonna cast the 2-drop into the bird. Can they equip this? This is 1 to equip, yes. Alright, we're going to take a pretty big hit here. We might actually need to use this Beseiju, so we might just play out the bird and then Beseiju. So we're going to take a hit for like 7 or 8 here. 7, okay. Alright, we're going down to 12. Gotta do what you gotta do. Alright, that's a pretty good draw. Pretty good. So because we drew that, I guess we could play around Metallic Rebuke. That is a card that would be pretty relevant. I don't want to get rid of this Tyvar, but I think it's probably the pitch to the Force of Vigor. So I think what we're gonna do is play out our bird, leave up Beseiju and Force of Vigor, because that gives us the most, it's the least risky play. As much as Tyvar is wonderful, I think that's what we have to do here. Play out a land, play out a Shadow Spear, sure. And they're going to equip the Shadow Spear, sure. And we should have this game pretty much locked up next turn. We're not going to block. We'll just take the 11, And here comes our Force of Vigor. All right, so Tyvar did something. Discarded to our Force of Vigor there. We took one. Feels bad. Feels bad. All right, Geist, not terrible. All right, here comes Yawg. And we're going to start mowing him down. I want to find a land so I can have this Besage up. So I think we're going to start by hitting the Memnite. Okay, we got another Force of Vigor, so we actually don't really need to be too concerned. From here, I think I can just play out this Besage and pass the turn. I think we're in pretty good shape from here. Okay, play out a Spell Bomb, sure. See if they bounce our Yawg or if they draw a card. They draw a card, sure. Feels like a scoop is coming on. Alright, so this is a Dismember, it looks like, which actually doesn't even matter. Sure. Yeah, we have another Yawg, so we really aren't too concerned about this one. And a Relic, sure. They don't have any power on the battlefield. We'll exile a bird. Wall of Roots, which is fine. Play out our Yawg. We'll pass the turn. And I wonder if we dump these Ornithopters during their upkeep. I think that's reasonable. Just because it takes them off quite a bit of mana. And like if they draw into like a Thoughtcast or a Thought Monitor or something like that, it disables their ability to cast something like that. Might have been an argument to hit the... No, because they can sacrifice this to make treasures, so maybe the Drum and an Ornithopter. Force of Vigor is a mess... Oh, they drew another Dismember. Wow, okay. With this one, we're going to draw a card. Okay, we drew into a Yawgmoth, sure. That's a pretty good draw for them. They're going to draw a card off this Relic. Drew a Frogmite, sure. Alright, so we have a blocker for that Frogmite. So we're going to play out our Geist, and then next turn we'll play out both of our Wolves here. A little annoying that they top decked that Dismember there. Alright, they drew another Ornithopter. So if they can pull something like a Cranial Plating off the top, we will be in trouble. Alright, Fiend Artisan, not bad. So that can get us our Might or our Canker Bloom or our Liberator. So we'll start with an attack here. No blocks. Fiend Artisan into a Yawgmoth. Alright, so we need to dodge a Plating here. Plating would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Plating would put us down to 2. Nettle Cyst, okay. That one we can deal with. So that's a 7/7, that's fine. No big deal. They don't attack. Sure. Drew another Besage. Alright, so we're going to start. Sacrifice this Yawgmoth. We'll bring it back. I think I'm going to keep this Besage in my hand. We'll get our Haywire Might. I wonder if I might this Cyst now. I think I do. Okay, and then I think I attack for 2 here. Put them down to 8. I'll keep pressuring their life total a little bit. If they want to block this this Yawgmoth, I think we're okay with that. Or if they want to attack with the Frogmite into the Yawgmoth, I think I'm okay with that. Urza Saga, pretty good. We'll be able to get a Canker Bloom. Or our, oh, I guess we can get our Liberator and we don't even have to sacrifice. Oh, that's pretty good too. I think our Liberator is probably just better. We'll sacrifice our Geist, bring it back. Oh, I don't have a Liberator. Okay. Spore Frog, that's pretty funny. Maybe getting like a Grist there was the right move. We'll get the Canker Bloom though. I'll play out the Besage. I'll keep this one. And I'll... Oh. Cancel. Destroy target enchantment. So our Fiend Artisan is growing here. Could have proliferated to make my guys bigger. I wonder if we just attack here? I think I might attack. Put them down to 3 life if they don't block. I think we're okay with that trade. The Artisan is growing some more. Their best draw from here is like a Thought Monitor or something. We really just want to find another land, I think, with this Fiend Artisan online. Okay, this feels like oh, Adawara. Okay, sure. Okay, so we drew a land. So from here, we're going to lead with an attack. Hit for 2. And we definitely have lethal next turn. Play our Artisan, play out a Yawgmoth, and pass the turn from here. So they need a creature here, otherwise they're just dead. Or a point of interaction, and they lose. Alright. Fiend Artisan, 1-0. This is match 2 with Brawling Yawg. We are playing against Rip_Arc_Burb. This time we actually did win the die roll. I'm pretty sure about this. So we're going to be able to play. We'll run with it. Opening 7. I like it. I think we'll run with it. We'll keep. This is like combo central here. Like Fiend Artisan plus Tyvar is a combo. Grixis plus Fiend Artisan is a combo. If we lose our Fiend Artisan, we're screwed though. We're going to play out our young wolf to start with and then pass the turn. The youngest of wolves. This hand is fun. I like this hand. This hand is a good time. They lead on a Dragon's Rage. I think our Fiend Artisan's probably going to die on turn 2. But what that will do is it will open up our Grist on turn 3. So that's nice. Alright, they keep a card on top. And they look at our top card. Fancy. So you fancy, huh? Mishra's Bauble. It feels good having them bobble and not take full advantage of like the Dragon's Rage Surveil, although whatever it is that's on top they want to draw. I'm guessing it's probably a land. I'm getting a vibe they kept a hand that was a little slim on lands. Alright, that's actually not bad. We don't have to shock now, so we'll just play out our Fiend Artisan naked, just like that. Save ourselves a little bit of life, and then we'll pass from there. I'm anticipating the Artisan dies. And if it doesn't, we are happy about that. Because we can start churning some value with our young wolf here. They're debating whether they want to bolt it during the upkeep or not. Because they know it's on top. I wonder if they kept like a counter spell on top or something like that. Okay, they're drawing it. That's cool. That's cool. Play out their land. Another bobble. Yikes. They banned Gitaxian Probe. Bobble kind of feels like it's in the same vein. Like, how long before this card gets banned? Probe wasn't doing anything wrong. It's just a nice, fair card. Just want to look at your hand, no big deal. Alright, 2 Murktides in the graveyard. We like that. So that means they only have 1 more in the deck, most likely. They got a bajillion cards in the graveyard. Double Dragon's Rage. Who would have thunk it? Oh, I was hoping they would attack there. Alright, we drew another Young Wolf, which doesn't do too much for us. We're going to shock here, and I think I'm going to dump... I think we dump. They have 3 card types. If they can get a land in the graveyard, that will be 4 card types. But I think we have to kill one of these Dragon's Rages. I'm going to lead with an attack for 1. And then if they want to block, they're welcome to. They choose not to. Alright, we'll minus. We'll get some value out of this Grist here. I don't think the Grist is going to survive our next turn, though. And if we can keep this Fiend Artisan in play, which I don't know that we're going to. Okay, so they have Delirium now. So Grist is going down. They play a monkey, sure. We're gonna attack into Grist. And once again, if they don't kill this Fiend Artisan, we've got some we've got our value train online. And they're not killing it. Wow. What are they doing? Twilight Mirror, we like that. Okay. They have 4 cards in hand. I'm gonna lead on a Young Wolf. Okay, they're gonna counterspell that Young Wolf. Sure. Alright, so our Fiend Artisan is a 3/3. I wonder if do I just dump this Young Wolf for a new one, for a fresh one, or a Geist? I think I swing with this Young Wolf to start with. And then depending on what they do, I can get a Dryad Arbor. Okay, they take that block, sure. Alright, refuel, retool, let's keep going. And we're starting to get to a point where our Fiend Artisan's being pushed out of range of their... Like, if we can get 2 more creatures into the graveyard. Alright, they shock. They attack for 3. We're down to 14. Sure. Alright, nothing else. Cool. Cool, cool. Alright, so I'm going to play out this peatland. I'm going to swing for 1. And then we're going to get a Grist into play. Like, leaving up counter spells with this board state is not really doing it for you. Done. Sacrifice. I could just get another Fiend Artisan as well. Just like double up on Artisans. Could also get an Endurance. I mean, Endurance seems pretty good. Maybe we just do that. Sure. Okay. So our opponent was asking us how we liked Fiend Artisan. They said they just started playing Yawg in paper, and they're asking me my opinion on the card. So sideboarding, we are going to bring in... I wonder if we bring in Spore Frog. Seems medium. We'll bring in Push. We'll bring in some number of Thoughtseize. I don't think I love Ooze in this matchup. I wonder if we bring in Spore Frog. Should we bring in Spore Frog for the LOL? For the lols? Maybe. We'll see if we have room for it. We'll see. Tyvar gives us some value, so I think we'll play that. I wonder if we also give ourselves a way to get rid of a hearse, like if we bring in the Might. I think I might, just because I might bring in the Might, just because I feel like with Fiend Artisan it's more important. Cuts. I wonder if I think we're gonna shave this guy again. I think we're gonna shave some Hierarchs. We're gonna shave a Geist. I think we shave Priest. Actually seems like it might be pretty good if they don't have a hearse in play. All right, I don't think we have room for the Spore Frog or the Might, unfortunately. Thoughtseizes. I'm gonna shave one more Hierarch, and we're gonna bring in one Thoughtseize. I'm tempted to bring in the Might. I think I'm gonna bring it in instead of a singular Thoughtseize. I feel like the value of having a tutorable is better than like the random. Okay, so opening 7 here. This hand's a little sketchy. On the draw against Murktide, I don't think we can keep it. We need another land. If we pull another land, this hand is great, but if we don't, it's not. They keep a 7. I think we're going to mulligan that. That's really close to me. I think that's close to keeping. This 6 we'll keep, and we're going to get rid of our Blood Artist here. We don't have a 1-drop, so this hand is slow. Okay, they don't have a Ragavan though, so that's nice. But we're behind the 8-ball, as they say. Play out our Tomb tapped and pass the turn. Whatever we're casting on 2 is likely getting countered. We shall see. Alright, consider, maybe not. So if we can go wall into a 1-drop here, that would be best case scenario. And they dump a Heat, which we like. Play a land untapped, and they'll swing for 1. Okay, cool. We're cool with that. Alright, retreat Dryad Arbor, which stinks, but it's fine. We'll play out our Wall of Roots. It serves as a blocker and accelerates our game plan, so that's why we're leading with that one, and then we'll double spell next turn, as long as they don't have a Ledger Shredder. We could also get our Yawg if they tap down low. Let's see if they do that. Feels like another Consider. Oh, they're going to double bolt it. Okay, we're okay with that. 2 card types, sure. All right, so we would love a 1-drop right now, assuming they don't have Misstep in their hand, or an Endurance. Endurance would be really good too. Got 4 Endurances. Core, not a 1-drop. All right, so I think we go Geist here, and I think there's a good chance they have Delirium on their turn, so we're just going to start beating down with this thing. This was kind of the turn, like, I think the pivotal turn where we either needed 2 creatures or we needed an Endurance to really turn the corner, and because we didn't, I think we're pretty far behind at this point. They're not leaving up counter magic though, so, I mean, they are giving us a shot. They'll have Delirium off of this, but if we can hit a black source, we will be able to get our Yawg into play, which will be nice. All right, they drew a Fiery Islet. Taking a hit for 3 here. All right, black source into an Endurance. That's what we want. Black source Endurance. That's not a black source. All right, so that puts a damper on things. Okay, so we go, I guess, Fiend Artisan, which is a 2/2, and it's likely to get bolted, which isn't great. And I think we leave up our Cord, but I think we're pretty far behind at this point. Do we have our... I didn't bring in the Spore Frog, did I? No, I didn't. Okay. Spore Frog's kind of like a little bit of a band-aid on this situation, so they didn't bolt the Artisan, so I wonder if they don't have a bolt. All right, another iteration. Let's see if they find a bolt off of this. They're playing very aggressively. They keep a card on top. I'm imagining this is a bolt. And we're going to Cord in response. Oh, a Murktide. Okay. Okay, that we can deal with. I hope they play it out pre-combat. That would be nice. Here's a land. Are they playing it out pre-combat? Please do. Please do. Please take yourself off of Delirium. That would be really, really nice. Yeah, as long as they don't... Okay, they did. Nice. As long as they don't get rid of this Artisan, we can deal with that. I wonder if they just realized what they did. Alright, Artisan's going away, unfortunately. Alright, so... I wonder if there's a way to put a creature in my graveyard. Oh, they have 4 card types. Those lucky dogs. Yeah, we're pretty in trouble here. Alright, we're gonna chord for 1. I think we get ourselves a bird from here. I could get myself a Yawgmoth, but it doesn't guarantee that I'm able to cast Yawg on my turn, so I think I get a bird. Like they made their, I'm pretty sure they made their land drop. We're gonna take a hit for 6, go down to 9. And we drew into a Misty. Doesn't feel good having to tap the bird here either. Play out the Yawg. Like we need to find a blocker for the Murktide and an Endurance. Alright, there's the Endurance. A Wall of Roots, sure. Chord. Does that get us there? So I play out the land, play out the Wall of Roots, play out the Endurance, chord for Blood Artist. Is Blood Artist the card I want? So Misty, 2 Wall of Roots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll gain 3, 4. I guess Blood Artist is the best card to get. Alright, so we're gonna try to go ham a little bit here. Wall of Roots. We're gonna add a mana. Going to Endurance, exiling. And I need to make sure I stack this properly. We're gonna target here. Chord with this on the stack. Done. Okay, we get the Blood Artist. We're going to sacrifice the Endurance to minus our Geist. Target them. Save targets. Auto yield. From here, we're going to minus the Murktide. I can put the Murktide down to a 6/6, I guess. I wonder if I keep going here. 1, 1. Just debating. Like if they have a bolt in hand, I just lose here. I think I'm going to draw more cards. If I had 1 more mana, I'd have the kill. So this is a 6/6. We'll go up to 8. Oh, I forgot. It grows. Oh, geez. That was a mistake. I kind of had to do that, but at the same time, I forgot about that. Okay. Yeah, that's a problem. Oops. Okay, so I can still stay alive here, but I am in a little bit of trouble. So we'll see what happens. So I can put this back down to a 7/7, and we'll be at 8. We'll go down to 1 life from there. All right, there's a Dragon's Rage, sure. That actually, that's a mistake on their part. Into a Hearse, sure. All right, we have a shot here. They kept a card on top. This is actually interesting that they did this. Cancel. Okay, no blocks. If we make our way out of this, that would be crazy. They shouldn't have cast that Dragon's Rage. They gave us a chance. As long as they don't have a bolt. 9. And now we can minus here. Okay, you're saying there's a chance. So if they don't have Counterspell, we actually have the... We almost... Oh, they don't have a Counterspell. Okay. We have a shot. We have a shot. Really wanted like a Beseiju there. So we're going to lead on Geist and Peatland. I'm going to draw a card off this Peatland. I should have drawn a card off the Peatland first. That was a little bit of a mistake. If they have like a bolt on top, obviously we're just dead. Crazy game. Crazy, crazy game. Bird serves as a blocker. Wolf doesn't do anything. I guess it could be a blocker for the Hearse if they draw another creature. Did I not play a land? I should have played a land out if I forgot to. Alright, they draw a card here. They know what that card is, and they kept it on top, so let's see what it is. See if it's a bolt. Aww, that sucks. I thought we had that one. I thought we were close. Alright, game 3. Game 3. I think we keep this as is. I think this is fine. Let's see how we do. Alright, I like the 7. The 7 seems strong. We're gonna run with it. They mulligan to 6. We just need to pull a 3rd land drop, and I think we're gonna be pretty well off. They're on a 6-card hand. Lead on our Wolf. Pass the turn. I've definitely had games where I don't draw into a 3rd land. We also have to keep an eye out for Blood Moon. That's another card that could mess us up pretty good. Alright, they do nothing. So they could... I don't know if they're running Minor Misstep. We haven't seen that up to this point. We drew our 3rd land, so that's really good. I'm going to lead on an attack. And there's a little bit of a tension here. Do I play out the Tomb tapped or untapped? Like if they have like a 2-drop, like a Shredder? Or do I just play it tapped? And I think I'm actually going to play it untapped. Might be wrong. Might be wrong. We'll see. We'll see. If they play out a Shredder, I'll feel good about this. They put a Dragon's Rage into the graveyard. They are behind on board, so it feels like they do have to do something. And now if they fetch, I'm going to dump their graveyard. Third Endurance, that's pretty strong. I think they're going to have a tough time beating this one. I think. Alright, we'll see if they fetch. They do. Here comes an Endurance. Sorry, my friend. Your graveyard is no more. And now they're really, really far behind. Like, they really have to do something, otherwise they're going to be in trouble. Iteration. Yeah, I don't think that's... It's not where you want to be right now. Definitely not where you want to be. Land, fetch, consider, and we're just going to dump their graveyard again. So look at probably 4 card types. Maybe 4 card types. They keep a card. Sure. Okay, another Besage, which is fine. Move to attacks. Hit for 5. Put them down to 8. Or down to 10, I mean. Math is hard. Endurance number 2. It's all about regulating the graveyard. And like, if I was on the draw this game, it probably would have been a very different story, but the fact I'm on the play makes this a much, much different game. Bobble into the graveyard, play out a Misty. We're almost at lethal at this point. Pretty close to it. We have 8 on board, and then if they crack the Misty, they'll be down to 1. I guess they're trying to get a Murktide into play. What did they discard? A counterspell? Yeah, they're really pushing to get a Murktide into play. Bolt. If we had another green card, I could Endurance and it would completely take them off of this line. But even a Murktide at this point isn't going to save them. Like, they're going to take a really big hit this turn. And then we'll just play out another Endurance. Alright, there's a Tomb. So they'll block an Endurance, they'll take a hit for 6. Go down to 3. We'll play a Tomb. Should I play as tapped or untapped? Like, they have to get another blocker down. I'm going to pay the life. I'll play out another Endurance. And I'm going to leave up the Fatal Push just in case they cast a 1-drop. I could wait for their turn, but I think this is what I want to be doing. Play an Islet, see if they crack it. They do, they draw a card. And I think that is likely the end of the road for them. Yep, we got there. 2-0. Tyvar Yawg. Brawlin Yawg. We haven't drawn or played one yet, but... Alright. Match 3 of our Modern League. Currently 2-0. We are playing against Radikov. They are on the play of revealed a Giganta. This opening 7, we are lacking... Hi, Duke. We're lacking black mana, but I think this is a keep, so we're going to run with it. Let's see what they're doing. Radikov leading off with a Bobble. So we're thinking this is Breach, so having this 1 main deck Endurance is pretty strong. They Bobble themselves looking to fetch. They're thinking Polluted Delta. Fetch. See if this is a Ragavan. Blood Crypt. Okay, so maybe this is not Breach. Maybe this is Death Shadow? Possibly. I've got the answer to the monkey. I've got the Monkey Stopper in hand. The Monkey Stopper is in the building. Prepare to get stopped by the monkey. Alright, we're doing it. Doing it. Game plan being executed to perfection. Our best draw next turn is a 1-drop. Like, if we can draw another monkey, that would be great. That kind of stinks a little bit if they take us off our Wall of Roots. But we're probably going to draw another one, so that's okay. There goes the wall. Basic Mountain. Who plays that? You know, bolt my monkey? Bolt my dog? That is animal abuse, animal cruelty. If you want to attack, I'll block. I'm fine with that. Alright, we got a cord for a Dryad Arbor up. Another Yawg is not what we wanted. Let's see what our opponent does here. So I guess they're going to bolt the dog on this turn. And then they'll hit with the monkey. Okay, yeah, we'll cord. I wonder if they attack in with the monkey still. I wonder if we block. I wonder if we block. I actually think we might block. I'm going to block. We'll take that. Could mess with our game plan if we don't pull land here. Okay, yeah, so we're in trouble, but I mean, they don't have any threats on board. They're at 15, we're at 20. Just need a land. All right, Dragon's Rage is a 3/3. Dragon's Rage is also a 3/3. Can I haul out a land here? Land, please. All roots, okay. It's a start. Yeah, it's a start. We're gonna take a hit for 6. They only have 1 card in hand. Hopefully it's nothing good. Hopefully. There's a land. Shock. Do they put Gigantha into their hand, I'm imagining? Okay. A breach is interesting. We're not going to allow that. And I think... I'm wondering, do we discard... This is like really aggressive. Do we discard the Grist or the Endurance? Or the Cord? I think we discard... This is a tough one. I think we get rid of the Grist because Cord guarantees us a bird on the next turn. It's kind of a strange play on their part. Especially doing this pre-combat. Because now their attacks are not great. Alright, our best draw from here. That's not bad. That's not bad. So we can get ourselves a really big Fiend Artisan, which I think I think that might be the move. Fiend Artisan would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/5. I guess they could draw a Drown in the Lock, which would be incentive for me to do something sooner, but they're attacking. Okay. Let's see if they have a counter for this. Hopefully not. Did you draw it? They did draw it. Oh, wow. That's kind of brutal. That's pretty brutal. I guess that's really unfortunate. I got punished there. But I guess the Drown, like if they draw the Drown, they can still kill the creature if I tutor for it before they have it. So that sucks. They got lucky there. Got a little lucky. We're still only taking a hit for 2, which is good. So with our turn, we need to draw into a land here. Need a land. All right, we got it. And we will be dumping our Yawgmoth. It's going to turn, or we will be dumping our wall. It's going to turn this thing into a 3/3, but I think that's a trade we're okay with. All right, we need them to whiff for a turn here. See if they put Gigantha into hand. Another one. Okay. Okay. Cord is a really good draw. We only have 1 Endurance, which kind of stinks, but Cord is good. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can get a Wolf. Got 5 creatures in the graveyard. We're going to take a hit for 6. I could also get a Fiend Artisan, which would almost be lethal at this point. It'd be a 6/6, 7/7. I really want another land so I can proliferate, but I think we're going to start with a Cord, a black source in particular. We're going to get a Young Wolf. I think this is the safest move to make. Alright, there's a land, not a black source though. Alright, that kind of gives us infinite. Blood Artist is nice. So we have to kill next turn. So if they don't draw something really good, we will be able to win from here. And play out the Beseju. Keep this one. It might have been a mistake, so if they draw into like a breach, they'll have options, so to speak. I'll play out the Geist. I'm going to swing with the Geist here, put them down to 11, I think. If they want to block there, that's fine by me. Alright, let's see what they got. Going down to 4. Are we dead? Dead-ish. Okay, and they do nothing. Moving to our turn. Basic Forest. Not the best. Okay. What did they draw? What did they draw? So I think we lead with an attack. This is 6. Put them down to 5. Play out our Blood Artist. They draw another Drown in the Lock. And they scoop. Okay, we got there. I think that might have been a little... It said rip rip. Alright, we got there. Scoop was a little premature in my opinion. I don't think you should scoop there. I think you wait for me to make the move and show that that's what I'm doing. We'll bring in the Fatal Push. Spore Frog once again is a maybe. Usually in this matchup I would shave on Evos. We don't have any Evos in the deck. I'm going to shave the Circle of Dreams Druid once again. I think we shave maybe a Tyvar? I wonder if I bring in Might. Might seems fine. Hepatra seems like... I mean, it's like a little bit of fodder. Like the most important cards are Endurances for sure. Endurance and then Ooze to deal with the Breach. Hierarchs we're going to shave. Kind of all the same suspects here. I think maybe I keep in an extra Hierarch. And I'm going to shave down on Tyvars as much as I want to cast the card. We'll keep 2 in. We'll go with this configuration. I'll leave Hepatra out for now. We'll see if I get punished for that. Okay, this is game 2. We're up a game. Gigantha Shadow. Alright, our opponent never showed up for game 2. We scared him off. fortunately, with this opening hand, and we're 3-0. All right, match 4. Got a little bit of a freebie the second half of that last match. Haven't had that happen in quite a while, but counts as a win. Counts as a win. We are playing against Crush91. We are going to be on the draw. 3-0. Brawlin Yawg. Let's go. All right. We see another Gigantha. Second match in a row. Opening 7. We're light on mana. I think we have to mulligan this one. Our 6 is also light on mana. I don't love going down to 5. We're on the draw. I think we're gonna take a chance on this one. I actually like this priest. This actually ramps us as well. I think I'm gonna get rid of the Circle of Dreams Druid. No, maybe I get rid of the priest because this plays really well with the Court of Calling if this survives. It's a little tricky. I think we're gonna get rid of the Dreams Druid. We'll keep this. I don't love this hand. I think this is very risky to keep this. Probably not advised, but I just feel like I'm tired of mulliganing. I feel like that's the biggest. Okay, power plant. They're on a 7-card hand. Not good for us. So this suggests turn 3 Tron. Fiend Artisan is fine. We're gonna shock here, and we will play out our bird and pass the turn. And we really want to pull a land off the top here. Land would be good. All right, no second Tron land. That is really good for us. All right, now we need a land. One time. Not a land. It's probably like one of the best non-land cards we could draw though, because it really helps with our cord. So we are going to run with that. This priest actually ramps us pretty significantly as well. I wonder if getting that into play next turn, depending on what we draw. Might have been wrong to play out the double Yawgmoth. Maybe we were supposed to play out the Geist, just because it gives us more lines next turn if we draw into a land. Might have been a mistake. They cracked the map. They got a power plant. They're casting a Stirrings, and they have a tower. So there's Tron. Oh no, they got the wrong land off the map. Unless they have a mine in hand, they messed up. Let's see if they have a mine in hand. Okay, they have another map. Really strange sequence there though. Really, really strange. A little confused. Cancel. Okay, so from here, I think we're gonna start. This kind of stinks. If they have something like an Ugin, we just lose. I think we have to get this priest into play because that ramps us into Yawg the quickest, but it takes us off of courting. All right, I think we leave with an attack for 2. We'll play out this priest, and then we'll pass the turn. So next turn we do have a Yawg off this court as long as our board is intact, I believe. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need one more land. This is 8. Okay, so they did have a mine. If this is an Ugin, I'm just gonna scoop it up. Mirror Retriever. Okay. Is this like a KCI kind of situation? Interesting. So us activating this priest actually kind of helps them a little bit. Another Geist. We are just Flood City here. So depending on what they have, so I can go like sacrifice these 2 with the priest, and I can get the Artisan and the Geist into play. So maybe we start there. How does this work? Oh, target any number of players. Sacrifice 2 creatures. Undying. 1, 2. So we have a kill next turn if they don't have anything. They sacrifice the Retriever. They get something back. They get a map back, sure. Now we've got 2 mana in pool, so we can get ourselves, we can get a Yawg from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that's what we do. I don't see why not. Get our basic forest, accord. This has been a very strange game, right? Like, what is going on? Oh, I almost misclicked. That was really close. I almost just got a young wolf off of that. That would have been very, very bad. Okay, we're just gonna pass from here. They're gonna have a bajillion mana on their next turn. We've got this map, so they'll get another tower, and then they'll be able to get another tower. All right, they have a blast zone, sure. You can blast zone for 1. Not too big of a deal. So that we can kind of deal with. I imagine they redirect this to the Spellskite. Okay, so we'll draw a card. It's another Yawg, blast zone. Sacrifice here. They'll redirect it to the Spellskite. Sure. We'll target there, and we'll redirect it to the Spellskite. Well, they don't need to redirect anything there. All right, drawing the Besaidu, not terrible. So we can take them off Tron here. We know about a power plant in hand. Here's 2 mana. All right, so they have 1,000,000 maps and a power plant. I think they put Gigantha into hand here. We'll see if they do that. Or I guess they can just crack a map. Make use of it right now. They get another tower. So they have two power plants, 2 towers, and we don't know if they have another mine in hand. So we can kind of ramp again this turn. The question is it enough to get the kill? So we go Geist, Hierarch, sacrifice 2, Fiend Artisan. Got to get a green source here, so that's what we're gonna do. Geist, Hierarch. Wonder if this is even worth it? No, I don't think it is. We'd probably just dump down this Spellskite here. Maybe I probably shouldn't have cast that Hierarch. That was a mistake. Did I play land yet this turn? Okay, I did. I did. Okay, so I think we attack for 6. Does this have to be a sorcery speed? Oh, maybe I messed up there. Oh, I think I messed up because I actually think I had a line. 1, 2. I forgot about the mana that it adds. Yeah. All right, I think we swing for 6 from here. We just need to dodge like a haymaker. I would be very surprised if we win this game. We'll see what they have from here. 2 mana, 4 mana, Mystic Forge. Okay. So their engine's online. 3 mana. Wellspring. Sure. They draw a card. So they're doing like a kind of a combo-y sort of thing. There's a star. They'll sacrifice the star. They'll draw a card. Got a green mana in pool. Another star. Okay. They're going to have quite a few draw stuffs, but they're running a little low on mana here to do what they need to do. They already made their land drop. Forge, they're down to 5. Mere Retriever. They don't have a sacrifice outlet though. And we just have lethal. Chalice, sure. If they don't have a way to sacrifice anything, they're done, I think. I'm guessing the Chalice was on top. Paying costs. And they stop. Okay. So we're going to cast our Geist, and then we're going to Chord, and hopefully we just have a win from here. This has been a really, really strange game. Alright. There's my Geist. Do you have anything? And they scoop. Alright, we got there. Against a Prison Tron combo variant. Because of what they're doing, we're going to bring in the Endurances. We're definitely bringing in Force of Vigors. I wonder if we even bring in Ooze. Might. I feel like I want to bring in so much against them. Thoughtseize. Cankerbloom. Can I bring in my whole sideboard, please? I'm not going to bring in the Hepatra. I think that's just too much. Oh, there's so much hate. So much hate. I feel like Tyvar is going to be really good in this matchup. I don't think Grist is great. We're going to shave down to 1 Grist. Circle of Dreams Druid could probably go pretty crazy here. It's weird we haven't really drawn any Tyvars. Artisan is fine. I think we shave on Wall of Roots. Priest was decent that game, but that was only because we stalled on mana. Definitely shaving on Young Wolves too. Oh, we have so many cards still. Alright, what do we get rid of? Maybe we don't... I feel like Endurance though is important to cut them off their combo lines. Maybe Tyvar. Maybe we don't want 3 of them. Maybe we just keep 2 Thoughtseizes on the draw. Shave a bird. And maybe shave a Geist. Maybe we don't want Might because they're going to have Karn most likely, I would have to guess. Let's try... Let's try this configuration. I am not sure about this one. I'm very unsure. Maybe I should have brought in the 3rd Thoughtseize over the 2nd Grist. We'll see. Alright, opening 7. This hand's really close. I think we keep this. We have the Necromentia, which is just such a haymaker against them. They keep a 7-card hand though. We'll see if they have turn 3 Tron. Our best draw from here is a 1-drop, obviously. Like a bird or a I can't speak. Okay, so they don't have turn 3 Tron, so we need to get this Necromentia off. Right, so we definitely have Necromentia turn 3 with this Chord. As long as they don't interact with us. Add a green, sure. Another one, sure. And a mine, okay. They're cracking that now. Do they have anything to do with it? Expedition map, sure. Okay, that's not a bad draw. We are going to have to deal with the potential that they can still combo us with like Mystic Forge. But I think we'll be okay with that. There's the power plant. If they have something like a Warping Whale, Chalice for 1, sure. So they can Warping Whale if we cast our Necromentia, but I think we still have to go for it. And the reason I'm still doing this is because I do want the Beseiju if I can keep it. I kind of want to hold on to it, because I think it's going to be important. Another land? Not a land. That's okay though. So we're going to lead with an attack for 1. We have 4 cards in hand. We'll add 2 black, Necro, and we're going to name Tower. Is this a Warping Whale? No, map. Alright, so they're going to get their tower now. That's fine. They'll get a 2/2 off of it. I don't know if that's the best use of the map at this point. Just make sure I have the right card. Yes. Take the tower. Okay, so they have a Forge in hand, so we're going to need to get rid of that. Semblance Anvil. Yeah, so this is actually like a deck that is in Legacy. So we need to keep an eye out for the Semblance Anvil. They will be able to cast this Forge on their next turn, but we're going to have to get rid of that. Unless they protect it with the Spellskite. But having the Endurances... What's the win con though? Something with Karn maybe? Okay. I got a 2/2. And it's not clear, do I don't think I cast this Beseiju. I think we're going to hold it for another turn. And we'll start to just leave our Endurances up. Okay, they play a Mine, they play a Forge, sure. Forge, Mine, Tower's gone, so we know 2 of the 3 cards in their hand. They'll swing for 2, I would imagine, sure. Alright, back to our turn. Can we pull a land, please? I suppose if we pull a Yawg too, that would be very acceptable. Cord would be fine. Hierarch's fine. The question is, do we give them another turn with this Forge? I think we do. I don't think we're at too much risk. Undo. Alright, we'll lead on the Hierarch here. No, actually, I think we do need to get rid of this Forge because they're going to have the Spellskite in play. Alright, so we'll attack for 2, and then we're going to get rid of the Forge. We'll dump that. We'll see if they'll draw another one. Maybe. Maybe. But that's their engine. We got to get rid of that. And we've got ourselves protected from their combo with our Endurances here. And now we're just a Yawgmoth away from comboing them. Stirrings, sure. Karn, pretty good. Karn's a good card. Karn is in play. We'll see what they do from here. Minus. I wonder if they start with like a Pithing Needle or something. Do have 2 Force of Vigors in the sideboard as well. Okay, there's the Needle. We have a lot of ways to deal with that, so that's okay. Naming Yawgmoth, of course. Next turn they can get like a Ballista and wipe down our whole board. That would be annoying. Alright, Beseiju, another Beseiju, not bad. Alright, so I think we lead with an attack for 2 with this Wolf into the Karn. They're going to block with the Zombie. We know about the Spellskite. We know about the Mirror Retriever, so we know 2 of their 3 cards. Sure. Bring back our Wolf. Cast another Wolf. And we'll pass the turn from here. We're going to get our Endurance into play next turn. And likely kill this Karn. Stirrings, sure. Okay, they have a Grinding Station, so that's their engine. Alright, they're going to Karn. Semblance Anvil. 3, they play the Anvil. Sure, they're going to exile a card. So they think they're killing us here. There's a Spellskite, so they're saving that. Spellskite. I wonder, with this, like they're going to start churning a lot of value. I think we just dump this Anvil now. And we still have our Endurance up if we need it. And we'll be able to kill a Karn. They'll draw a card. We'll see if they cast the Grinding Station now. They want the Grinding Station and the Retriever in play. There's the station. They'll draw another card by sacrificing this thing. Got a fancy little combo going. I'm trying to process everything they're doing while talking about it at the same time. This is cool. It's cool what they're doing. I like it. Scrap Trawler. Land. Okay, so we're going to have to burn this. We are going to have to burn this Endurance this turn, which sucks, but okay, they'll untap that. I'm going to wait for them to sack and target, and then we'll instant speed our Endurance. Alright, they're not gonna use it right now. That's cool. I mean, if they do it during our upkeep, that's fine by me. Tomb, yes. Blood Artist, yes. And then I think we attack into this Karn here. It's a little tricky because the Mirror Retriever, I wonder if we just leave this back for one more turn. I think we leave it back for one more turn. I don't think we allow them to do this on their terms. I think we have to do it on our terms. All right, Blood Artist triggers. Mirror Retriever is going to trigger. They're looking to bring back the Anvil. We cannot allow that. Unfortunately, the Grinding Station is on the bottom, but here's our Endurance. I think they knew about this. All right, they get nothing off that, and we'll be able to kill the Karn on the next turn. They milled us. Interesting. Okay, they have one card in hand. Let's see what they got. This is cool. This is an interesting matchup. There's 4 mana, another Karn. Okay. And what do they get from here? They have one card in hand, 4 mana up. What do you have? Ensnaring Bridge. That's annoying. All right, so we will be able to attack into this Karn though, and we will have another Endurance up. So they're going to slow us down, but we will be able to do some stuff. All right, another Hierarch is actually really good, so we'll be able to kill the Karn from here. Clock is going to be super slow though, so we need to dodge a couple of turns worth of stuff. They will be able to get this Gigantha into play, so they'll have like near infinite mana, but they don't have a way to leverage it really. And I wonder if we draw this with this Peatland. All right, Mystic Forge is pretty good. All right, they got an engine. They draw a card, play a map, sure. Sack the map, interesting. And they milled me. Milled a Force of Vigor. Okay, we're gonna draw a card here. Found ourselves a Yawgmoth. Okay, so now we need a way to kill this needle, and we have the win. And that kills a needle. That moves the needle. Can't attack, can't attack, can't attack. Okay, so play out our Canker Bloom. And then I think we just pass. Oh, I guess we attack with the Blood Artist here. Hit him for 2. So we have Endurance up, we have Canker Bloom up. And then we'll have Yawg next turn for the kill. So we kind of got like a little bit of insurance policy. A little bit, not a lot of it, a little bit. They're going to go pretty crazy this turn. Okay. So that's going to be annoying for sure. Mine. Sure, draw a card. They're milling me. Our Circle of Dreams Druid hits the graveyard. Second Grinding Station, sure. They're looking for a Trawler. That's the card they need. Targeting me. It's interesting they're targeting me with these. I guess, I don't know if their plan is to mill me out. Sacrifice the Retriever, they lose a life, and we'll use our Endurance here. Cancel, save targets here, always yield, and from here we'll cast our second Endurance here. Get rid of this Retriever, and now if they got us, they got us here. Definitely a possibility we could just lose from this point. I really want another Force of Vigor. I feel like on the play game 3 we should be okay. I think we'll be, if we get to a game 3. These like long drawn out matchups are always like really hard to commentate because you kind of get lost in the sauce a little bit. All right, they have 2 cards in hand, so we're gonna be able to swing in with quite a few creatures, and I think that's good. What do we have in our deck here? We don't have the Might. I don't know what I have that I can get. Okay, so what I can do is I can chord for a Grist. Okay, so I think this does it. Chord for Grist, sacrifice an Endurance, kill the Spellskite. Unless they have a removal spell for the Canker Bloom right here and now. And then we'll be able to get Yawg in play and win from there. Pretty crazy game. Maybe I should have done this before. And we win. All right, 4-0. 4-0. That was a crazy one. All right, this is for all of the marbles. We are 4-0 playing against MTGWojtek. We are going to be on the draw again. And I think our opening 7 is very acceptable, so we're going to keep this. Let's see if we can get there. 5-0 on the line. Tyvar in our opening hand. Opponent leads. Misty, fetch. Yikes. Snow-covered forest. Abundant growth. Okay. I wonder if this is the 80 card elementals list. We'll see. It is not. They have 60 cards in their library. I take that back. Okay, okay. I like the way our hand is shaping up here. I think I'm going to lead by shocking and play out our Hierarch, and then pass the turn from there. I don't expect this to live, but it would be nice if it did. And like turn 2 Grist would be good, into a turn 3 Yawg. Just do our normal thing. Tyvar gets left in the dust once again, unfortunately. I feel like Tyvar will actually be good if this is like a grindy matchup, which I'm guessing this is, unless it could be Enchantress, which would be fun. I don't know if my sideboard is as well suited for Enchantress though. We shall see. Temple Garden, okay. If this is a Renin 6, that would be very bad. Stoneforge, okay. Stoneforge into, let's see if they get a Cauldron. Sword of Fire and Ice. Okay, that's an interesting one. Wasn't expecting that. Double Fiend Artisan. That could be very, very interesting if we get a bunch of Fiend Artisans in play. But I think we're gonna start on our Grist. I mean, we're just going like Yawg plan. That's the game plan. As long as they don't have, they might have a Cauldron in hand. Yeah, I didn't really think about that. Oh, that's bad. If they have Cauldron in hand, that will be unfortunate. Activate, yeah, I think they have the Cauldron in hand. Crap. That was a mistake. I should have killed the Stoneforge. I should have known that based on what they got. That was a big mistake. Okay. Alright, so a little bit of trouble here. See if they go face or if they go, yeah, they go to the Grist. That's fine. So here we could go Tyvar, Bird, untap a Bird, play a Fiend Artisan. I wonder if we do that and like really develop our board state. I think we're gonna, can I do that? Or we just get a Fiend Artisan in play? Or do we go like double Artisan? Or do we do that next turn? And just like preserve our life total a little bit? But like if they have a land drop, they like put the sword into play and then start going crazy from there with this Cauldron. So maybe we take them off of a sword line, double dump down this Stoneforge. We got choices. Choices are interesting. I think we start with an attack though. I think that's step 1. Alright, play out our Yawg. I think we get rid of the Stoneforge. It's not really what I want to be doing, but I think it's what we have to be doing. Drawing a land, that's not the land we want. Alright, Geist is always a good draw. So we got like 2 turns to make this happen. Let's see what they do. If they put the sword in play this turn. Really need our Yawg to survive here. Untapped land would be nice. Teferi. Okay, so they're going to bounce our Yawg. Yeah, we're in a little bit of trouble. They have lethal on board here with this this Cauldron, if they can equip it with this sword. I messed up so bad early in this game. Oh, so bad. Very, very unfortunate. I don't know if that we have a line to really win from here. If they have another land drop. Alright, we'll attack the Teferi. Hit it for 3. I punted this game so hard. I'm so mad at myself. I could have alleviated or avoided this whole situation. And I didn't. I didn't take it. So if they have a land, I'm just going to scoop it up. Because they'll have lethal. Oh, they don't. Okay. Getting a little lucky here. We're down to 3 life. Is this another Teferi? Okay, this is a ending. Sure. Chord. What does Chord get us? So I can go Tyvar minus get Hierarch into play. Bird, Fiend Artisan. And then like hope that's good enough to block. They're looking at this like, what in the world are you doing? You crazy person. They're reading. Got a reader. They have counter spells in the deck. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna go down to 2. We can block with a Fiend Artisan. We'll be out 1 life. Doesn't really advance our game plan at all though. Fiend Artisan's a 4/4. Next Fiend Artisan will be a 5/5. This will be in our graveyard, I believe. Still lose if they have a land for this sword. Alright, let's see what you got. 1, 2, 3. Another Teferi, I'm guessing. Yep, okay. We'll scoop it up. Game 2. I punted that one. I punted that one so hard. That was a huge mistake. Alright, bring in our Might. Bring in our Thoughtseizes for sure. I wonder if we bring in Fatal Push as well. Just have an extra out to a turn 2 Stoneforge? I don't think so. I don't think that's necessary. Maybe Canker Bloom, depending on what they're doing. So these are in. This is a maybe. In terms of what we're cutting, I like having all of these planeswalkers. I like our Fiend Artisans. I like our Geists. Wall of Root's probably not necessary. Priest is actually an out. I didn't even realize that. I had that as an out to Cauldra as well. We're getting rid of Wolves. Wolves aren't good in this matchup. And maybe we dump one Artisan? Or the Circle of Dreams Druid. It's probably the worst card. Keep one wall. Okay, I think I like that. We'll run with that. See how this goes. We got Patra, we got our Might, we got our Thoughtseizes, we're locked and loaded. We gotta get some redemption here. I gave that one away. Alright, we're on the play. Let's go. Opening 7's a little slow, but I think this is a keep. Do have to dodge a turn 2 Stoneforge. Okay, turn 1. Same thing they did last game, sure. Our turn 2 Hierarch, not really what we want to draw on a turn 2. I think we get our Patron to play and start trying to go wide. In turn 3 we can go Hierarch and Fiend Artisan and then try to go crazy from there. We got a reader on the Hapatra. This hand is lacking interaction, so if they do have Stoneforge, that'll be annoying, but we can chord for our Might. It is a card that we have access to. Alright, Thoughtseize not bad. Not bad, not bad. Okay, I think we start on our Thoughtseize maybe? Like they're representing Counterspell here. Or maybe we lead, maybe we just start with an attack in case they have something like, no, I'm gonna Thoughtseize. If they have something like Solitude Ephemerate, I think we're gonna get rid of the call here. They have an Ice Fang that they'll be able to block with, which is fine. So I think we get rid of the call. Like we don't really care too much about the Stoneforge. We're gonna attack. Okay, no blocks, sure. I'm gonna put a counter on my Hapatra. Yes. Put a snake into play. Play our Boseiju. Play our Fiend Artisan. And then pass the turn from here. So next turn, what we're looking for is a land. That's best case scenario. Quaddle, sure. Draw a card. We have 7 cards in hand. Know about 5 of them. Shock in a Hollowed Fountain. I guess they're leaving there. They can't cast the Endurance, so that's not really too much of a concern. Abundant Growth, sure. And we're one card off of a Yawg at this point. Okay, so there's Stoneforge into Cauldra. Okay, so we have the answer for that. We know about the Abundant Growth. See if they hit us for 1. They do not. All right, so land off the top 1 time. Bird doesn't do it. Okay. This thing does not have Death Touch, as long as you control at least 3 other snow permanents. So I think we lead on the Hierarch here, and then we'll swing with Hapatra. They can double block. I don't think they will though. And if they do, we'll get rid of the Stoneforge here. Okay, that's kind of what we expected. Okay, and then on the next turn, we will have our Yawgmoth in play, and we also have a Might up as well with this Fiend Artisan. So I think we're in okay shape. I wonder if they see that the Yawg is online here. All right, land tapped, 6 cards in hand, and they do nothing. All right, we just naturally draw into the Might. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 up. All right, I'm gonna lead by playing out this Might, and then we're gonna swing it with Hapatra, and then if they put the Cauldron into play, we'll chord into a Yawg. Feels like we're pretty far ahead this game. I have 6 cards in hand. Still haven't had a chance to cast Tyvar, our good friend. All right, we'll swing for 2 with our Hapatra again. As long as they don't have a Spell Pierce, we don't get punished here. Okay, there's the Endurance, which we knew about. Let that enter the battlefield, and then Endurance will be going away. Targeting themselves. Okay, sure. And now Yawgmoth. I wonder if they just scoop from here. The only thing that would prevent them from scooping is if they had something like a Solitude, where I think they're priced into getting rid of this Hapatra right now. They're thinking. Do they have a Solitude? They didn't do anything, so I think they're in a little bit of trouble. We'll see if they use their Solitude now. If they do, it really doesn't matter at this point. They're just so far behind. Because we will be drawing at least 6 cards. Alright, here's the Solitude. Sure, they discard another Stoneforge. Get rid of a bird. Draw a card, trigger our Hapatra. Draw a card, trigger our Hapatra. Draw a card. Keep a good thing going. Yeah, so this is just mowing them down. And the question is, do we want or need another card at this point? And I don't think we care. Well, I guess we can draw. We'll be playing land into... Yeah, I think this is fine. I think this is okay. And then we'll hit with our Hapatra. And we don't need to use the ability. I suppose I could put a counter on the Fiend Artisan. I think that's fine. I guess if they Endurance my graveyard, I'll get punished a little bit for that, but I think that's okay. And from here, I'm going to play out my Yawgmoth, and then I'll pass the turn. And unless they have something like a Supreme Verdict, I think we're in pretty good shape. And even if they do have a Supreme Verdict, I think we're in pretty good shape. 2 mana. Okay, so they're going to get rid of Hapatra here. Yep. Prismatic Ending, that's gone. Not a big deal. They got 2 mana up, 3 cards in hand. We know 2 of them, Batterskull and Kaldra. Alright, so here we can lead. I mean, we just have so many options at this point. We can just go crazy. I think we lead on Thoughtseize. See what they're working with. Okay, and they scoop. Game 3? Game 3. I don't know if it should be going to a game 3, but it is. I'm going to bring in a push on the draw. I think we're going to get rid of 1 Tyvar on the draw. I just don't want them to get their Stoneforges online. That's the card I'm concerned about. Alright, let's see it. Unfortunate we didn't bring in Spore Frog. I feel like we should have done that just to have that as well. Would have been fun. Alright, I like this 7. We have an out to a Kaldra. We got a Yawg. We have a turn to Tyvar. They kept their 7. Hopefully this Hierarch survives. What you got? What you got? If a person's username has MTG in front of it, does that mean they work for Wizards? Or is that just like, I like Magic? What does that mean? Alright, turn 1. Our mana's pretty perfect. We got ourselves a nice little beatdown strategy as well. Let's see if they have the turn to Stoneforge again. No, okay, they're getting rid of the Hierarch, which is fine. Given the fact we drew the Geist, we're okay with that. Not taking any damage off our mana, which we like. Play out our Geist. Hit for 2. Okay, we're doing it. Doing okay right now. Okay, so there's the Stoneforge. They're going to get themselves a Kaldra, which we can deal with. As long as they don't kill the Might beforehand. I wonder if we even expose the Might beforehand. I don't think we do. I think we let them we'll swing for 3 to start. I think we're winning this race as it stands. They have 6 cards in hand. We haven't seen an Ephemerate yet. Definitely a card they could have, which would hurt pretty bad if they do. Oh, that's like the game breaker if they have it. So we'll see if we can dodge that. Imagine there's a Kaldra incoming. Okay, and they do nothing. So they're representing an Endurance as well. Or a counter. Oh, cancel. Okay, so I can go Tyvar. Maybe I lead with Tyvar. Like, they're representing counter spells, so do I play around that? I have 6 cards in hand. Or do I just lead with an attack? I think I lead with an attack here. Let's see what they do. Okay, they do nothing. Take 3. They're down to 9. Okay, I think I'm going to go Tyvar here. I think this is the first time we're actually... Well, we cast 1 before. So we'll see if this one sticks. It sticks, okay. Okay, and I think... I wonder if I untap or I mill 3. I think first thing we see if this Haywire Might resolves. And then depending if it resolves or not, that will determine what we do from here. If this gets countered, I think we mill 3. And we just bring it back. And then play out our Tomb. I like the sequencing here. Use that counterspell. Use that counterspell. Kind of between a rock and a hard place. Unless they can exile this, they're kind of in a tough spot. This is a pretty cool interaction. They're thinking, okay, so we'll plus our Tyvar then. Alright, we'll untap that. I haven't made my land drop yet, so if they do something to get rid of the Ignoble, I will have a, alright, they Solitude. What are they solituding? The Might? Okay, pretty aggressive. Because they want that Cauldron in play. Puts them down to 8. Play out our Tomb. Okay, so now they're going to Cauldron. They'll swing down the Tyvar. This is an interesting game. That was well played from my opponent as well. Good sequencing. They have 4 cards in hand. If they have a counter spell, they'll be in decent shape. Tyvar's gonna go. See if they cast something here. We would love to see them cast something. Love. Nothing. Okay. If you draw into like Cord, another Tyvar. Okay. Okay. Not terrible. So they're representing Endurance, which I think I'm okay with. Start with an attack for 3. And they're blocking. Okay. So they're still going to take 1. Blood Artist. We're going to cast another Tyvar. We'll see if they have a counter spell for this. And they do. So this opens up our Yawg next turn. As long as they don't have another counter. And I don't even know if they can attack from here. They might not be able to. I'm not going to draw with the Peatland just yet. I'm going to save it for a turn. Okay, so I wonder if I lead Hapatra here, or just go Yawg. I think they're kind of afraid of the Hapatra based on what happened last game, so we'll start here. We'll see if they counter this. They're thinking. Thinking. They are representing a counter spell here. Okay, they let it stick. 2 mana. Call, sure. See what they reveal. I'm guessing a Solitude. Especially if they have another land. 2 cards in hand. Another Stoneforge, interesting. Stoneforge into like a Batterskull maybe. Try to start chipping away at my life total. Sure. Alright, there's the Batterskull. Okay, and from here, at this point I think I'm going to draw a card. Alright, we got a bird. Bird not terrible. We got an Endurance. So I think we wait one more turn on this Yawg. We'll flash in our Endurance, and then we'll Yawg next turn. We can start hitting for 1 with our bird as well. Alright, they do nothing. Shuffle our Tyvars back in, no reason not to. Thoughtseize is our best draw. Another Geist, okay. Okay. I wouldn't mind having an extra land at this point. So they can put Batterskull into play and then equip it to the Cauldron, and then put us on a really quick clock from there. I wonder if that's what they do. Alright, I'm going to start with an attack for 1 with this bird. Play out our Geist. And pass the turn. Okay. Let's see the Batterskull. Kind of looking for like a Cord at this point. Cord is the card that gets us over the hump here. We can Cord, bait out the counterspell, and then go from there. Notice how they're always leaving up 2 mana. So that's what they're representing. 6. Okay, they swing with the Batterskull. I wonder if we just double chump it. I think we do. I think we're fine with this. They'll take 2. Take 2, gain 2. If they have an Endurance, they'll be able to flash that in and cut us off of our Undying triggers, but they'll take 3 actually. See if they have an Endurance here. They're fetching. Okay, they do have an Endurance. Okay, so that was a little risky on my part. Maybe I should have blocked the Endurance instead of the Geist. Still want to pull a Thoughtseize off the top. Alright, Thoughtseize 1 time. Overgrown Tomb, not what we're looking for. Okay, we're at 24. We cannot attack with this bird anymore. They have 2 cards in hand. Like, they've been representing Counterspell, but they do have to have it. I think we just play out the Tomb tapped and then pass the turn. Now if they go like land and equip the Batterskull, then we're in trouble. But if they don't, I think we'll be okay. We have so many good draws from here. Nothing. Thoughtseize, Court of Calling, Fiend Artisan, Court of Calling. Okay, we got it. It makes things easier. I think they returned the Batterskull here. Oh, they didn't. Interesting. Interesting. It's another land. So now do they equip the Batterskull? Equip it to the Germ? Nope. I wonder if they have two counter spells up. That would be a reason not to do that. Chord. Here's the counter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Solitude. Sure. They're going to hit our Hapatra. Hit our Blood Artist. Okay, that's fine. And a counter spell. Sure. Okay, Grixis not terrible. I believe this is just lethal. Alright, we'll start from here. I think we have enough life to work with at this point where we can just mow everything down. And are we getting the 5-0 here? Have we locked it up? Double Thoughtseize. They're all our Thoughtseizes that we were looking at, or looking for. Okay, and then from here, we didn't draw a single Undying, so we can't actually... I can play a land. I wonder if I just chord for a Geist, just to really digging in here. This just like really drives the point home here. As long as we don't click through our attack step, I think we're pretty good. All right, I think we get there. 5-0, Tyvar Yawg. Let's go. Let's go. That was fun. That was a fun one. All right, so after 5 matches with Brawling Yawg, we get there with the 5-0. We smashed our opposition. We destroyed everybody else's hope, and we walked away victorious with the trophy. It's so funny to me that like the 2 trophies I have this season so far have been with like kind of meme decks, like this one and the squirrel deck. But I don't know. Like everybody always talks about like what's the perfect list? What's the perfect sideboard? Like one card here or there. And to be honest, like the core of this deck is just so powerful. You kind of have a little bit of freedom with regards to what you play, and you can still do really well with it. So as we saw, this I don't think is the optimal build. Tyvar didn't really do too much throughout the course of that league, with the exception of that last match. It had drew out a couple of counter spells and did some stuff there, but ultimately didn't really do anything. And yet still we got the 5-0. Priest did a little bit of work in that one match. I think it was against Tron. Fiend Artisan put on a lot of work at the beginning of the league. Circle of Dreams Druid didn't do anything. Probably shave that for like another Wall of Roots if we ran this again, or maybe like a 4th Grist. Maybe we go 4 Grist, 2 Tyvar, 4 Wall of Roots if we're running something similar, or like a 4th Bird works really well with Tyvar as well. Sideboard, I'm kind of disappointed we didn't get to use our Spore Frog. Cankerbloom did some work, Might did some work. Everything in our board did work with the exception of with the Spore Frog, the lowly frog in the corner. But this list was really fun. If you're looking for something to switch things up at your next F&M, get yourself some Tyvars, give this a try. This was a fun one. I'm glad I gave it a try, and I'm glad we got the 5-0. So thank you guys for joining me as always. I appreciate the love and support. I always look forward to the comments after these videos too. I feel like we're going to get some fun ones after this one. So let me know what you thought about this league and about this deck. I will see everybody next time, and in between now and then, be well everybody.